Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Divergent Dialogues. This is episode 28, and we're really lucky to have a special guest today. We have Jenifer Breaux joining us today. Welcome.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, so Jenifer Breaux is a retired Army veteran who served almost 3 decades. During her time in the Army, she served the United States all over the world. Through these experiences, she gained a love of service and travel. She excelled in her training and retired with honor. 6 years ago, she opened a franchise of dream vacations called JB Travel Pros, where she helps people travel the world with excitement. From coast to coast, Jenifer designs luxury experiences that bring her clients' dreams to life. Her love for globe-trotting is something she shares with her family as well. As the mother of two amazing young men who are both on the autism spectrum, Jenifer has become an advocate for families and caregivers of special needs children. Awesome. Excellent. So,
Yeah,
so Jenifer, I'm really curious, what kind of inspired you to start your business?
well, I knew I loved travel and I would love to be an expat somewhere living, but our kids have needs and we have a Rolodex of doctors. So that wasn't possible. They really need a lot of therapy, a lot of appointments. So I said, well, I still want to travel. So let me help others travel. And sometimes I do the travel and sometimes I live through them with their travel experiences. And then I plan theirs. I'm like, well, I want to go there want to go there too. So I love it. I love talking about travel with folks. I've gone to vision board parties. That's what I'm working on now. And people always have travel on there. So I just love it.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, Teena's quite a fan of travel.
Yes, I love it. I don't do it anywhere near as much as I would like, because I have three young children as well, all neurodivergent, and
Yeah.
me too. So, but I really, really, really love travel. Yeah. Where is like your number one place that you've been?
Well, for the longest time, Ireland, Scotland, and England were on my list, but I did that a year ago. So I think what's moved up is Australia. But I'm planning these two cool trips for honeymoon trips for folks. One couple's going to Japan. And when I started that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. And then another couple's going to Tahiti. I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. So I don't know. It kind of gets like, oh yeah, I want to do all of those. But right now, Australia, but from here, it's such a long flight. It's like 24 hours of flying. It's just outrageous.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you live in Australia, the flights are quite expensive because it's so far away. So basically, everyone goes to like New Zealand or Japan or Bali because they're the
Right.
most affordable in terms of flights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even to get to Hawaii, it's like 5 or 6 hours from Florida all the way over to Los Angeles. And then you got to take that flight over to Hawaii. So and you get there before you came. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a lot.
I've
I
always,
did
oh, sorry, Tina, you go.
I took my kids to Disney World, and we did the trek from Brisbane all the way to Florida, and it was somewhere
Yeah.
between Salt Lake City and Orlando that my daughter's travel sickness got the better of her. And
Oh,
I'd said before we got on the plane, I said, darling, look, if you're going to puke, just go the other direction, because I was sitting next to her,
that's right.
being playful,
That's
trying
right.
to take the pressure off. And that's exactly what she did. And she threw up all over some poor, unsuspecting man. And then she looked at me and said, I did what you said, Mum. And I'm like, oh, don't tell anyone.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But he was really lovely
Classic
about it. He
kids.
was so lovely. Yeah.
Well, at that point, what else can you do? I mean, there's nothing else to do. So
Yeah,
classic
thankfully he
kids
was
though
carrying
telling
on
on
his
us.
luggage.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to try to build those memories where we can. I saw this statistic when I was writing my book that 40%, about 40% of families with kids travel, but those that have children with that are neurodivergent, only 13% of us travel. Only 13%. I think a lot of us are nervous. What is going to happen when we do that? Are they going to have a meltdown? Are they going to, not go to sleep? Are they gonna whatever, fill in the blank? And that still may happen. I've been traveling with our little Noah joined our family when he was 4.5 years old. So he's been with us 10 years now, and they still happen. It's still going to happen, even though we travel frequently, but it's not going to stop us. If not, we'd stay in our house all the time. Right. And that's not,
Yeah.
it's not fair to them. It's not fair as a family, because we want to make memories are being made, and they're getting exposed to different experiences when you do that. So I want to be able to give them the gift of experience, the gift of memories. So that's why we do it. That's why I help other families. I help them get started. Or if they're doing it, let me help you make that easier for you.
What are some of the common challenges that, I guess like parents report, or even for you, Teena and Jenifer, that you've noticed with your children that come up when you're, I guess, planning travel or when you're traveling?
So the first is, I know with my little guy, he has, both of them have anxiety. So it's not just that they have autism, but it's anxiety because it's a different routine. It's different smells. It's different touch. Think about when you enter a room. I don't think about it because I'm not neurodivergent, but a different smell in the room. There's different things on the wall. The different, think about how you wash your sheets. They feel different. They smell different. The bed is lumpy. Even going to grandma's house, right? It's different. It feels different. It's a little lumpy. It's a little poofed up, So when I tell people to start, I often tell them, the little plugins that you have. I don't know if you have that all over, but we have these things that plug in and it makes your house smell nice, or at least different. Maybe it masks your dog's smell. I'm not sure, but so we plug those in. So why not take one of those with you when you go to a hotel when you're just starting? So at least you have the same smell. If you can, take the artwork off the wall so it's not distracting to those that have ADHD, because my son, he has to have the plug just the same. He has a Minions plug-in that projects Minions on the wall. Yes, Mom, yes, we will take that with us. That's going to make you sleep. I will take that. It's nothing in a suitcase, right? It doesn't take any space and it doesn't weigh anything. So we will do that. So if we're just going to a hotel, let them take their pillow and one comfort blanket. Or if we're going overseas, one item that makes him comfortable. Yeah. My eldest son is the same 2 books he's been carrying since he was 8. We just put them on the nightstand. For my little one, it's a box of Legos, just a small box. Not all of them, but just a small box. And I know he likes the little mini figures and a couple that makes cars, Lego cars. So it's a little box. So not a lot of room and not a lot of weight. So that's what I would recommend. Think about the sensory inputs. Think about the stimulation. Think about asking for a room that's not near a walkway or not in the front of the admin area or near the water park. I mean, although it's convenient in the morning to walk there, right? You don't have to schlep your stuff so far, but it's noisy, and that's where people gather. And so that becomes distracting, because even at night, the teens are out there. They're like, oh, it's free time. And that's where I can get away from my parents, but they still know where I'm at. So I'm going to hang out here. Well, we don't want you to hang out. Go back somewhere else because we're trying to sleep. Well,
how about yourself, Teena? Like I guess, is it a similar experience as Jenifer's, or are there other things that pop up for your kids?
Yeah, no, very, very much so similar. If we can't take a pillow, we take a pillowcase, and as much information as possible. My sister, her son, he's autistic, and they had this beautiful cruise for Christmas. That was their Christmas present last year or the year before, and I was so excited as a family, but he just was not able to be excited at all, and he came across actually as not interested, and maybe like some might say ungrateful for such a beautiful gift, which was not true in the slightest. It was just that anxiety of we're going on a boat. Right. Okay. What's this all about? And, you know, so I sat down with him and I showed him like these videos and, you know, like the marketing videos and things about what it's all about, and found some pictures online of what the rooms are like, and, you know, just so reduce the uncertainty as much as possible. And, but also for my kids, when we are planning to travel somewhere, it's really important for them to know all the, you know, the fun things we're doing, and like that's really exciting, but also where is the downtime and the hermit time. Is there plenty of time for me to, you know, withdraw, isolate, and tap out, and just, you know, have that sort of downtime where I'm not interacting with anyone? And when they can see how that balances out, and, you know, what are we going to be eating, you know, like there's, again, just remove as much uncertainty as possible. It really helps for them to be a bit more relaxed about going into it, and more, you know, just a bit easier to enjoy it when we're there.
Yeah, so I would agree with that. We set up a vacation schedule, is what I like to call it. So they know we get up, we relax. We're not going to be running out, because we do that every day when they're going to school. We have to be out the door by 7:30 in the morning for our little one to get to high school. And our eldest one is only 15 minutes later. So we get up, we relax, we watch cartoons, we get into our swimming gear, we go eat breakfast. We go out to the pool or the beach, whatever. That's usually we're out to the beach and things like that. We go eat lunch, we come back, and then they have their own time to play on their tech, watch TV or whatever. We're going to go down, get a snack. And I come back, you have your own, everybody's in their own. We're not even quiet time. Everybody has their own, because it's like you said, it's a lot of stimulation. Even if you're not neurodivergent, people around you adults are annoying too. Let me just say, and other people's kids, they're annoying. Like sometimes I don't even want to watch my own kids, but you know, that's the law. I have to do that. So I have to watch my own kids. So yeah, we already set up a routine. So we have a vacation routine that we follow. I would also offer this as far as preparing for a vacation. I don't know if you have what's called a social story there. We use this. Yes. So use it for vacation. And so you can lay out the dates, you can lay out the suitcase, allow them to include like a few pictures of who's going with you, activities that are going to be on there. So I use this for my clients. I use a social story. And even if they just have anxiety, I had a family of 5 going to Peru, and they were going to see Machu Picchu and go to the Sacred Valley. So I had pictures of that. I had a picture of what Snugglies, their little stuffed animal they were going to take. Their grandma was going with them. So I had that, and I allowed space for them to write in there, or their mom write in there, what they were going to pack with them. And so there were blanks in there for them to add to it. So they had ownership of that vacation as well. So that's a nice thing that I'm using when I'm helping clients, is that social story.
Yeah, that's excellent. So it sounds like there's a lot of pre-planning that goes into taking neurodivergent kids on a vacation.
Yeah, it's really key. And like you said, having that information ahead of time when you're talking with the family helps you find the right fit, because there isn't one size fits everybody. There really isn't. Even if they're going to the same resort, do you want to make sure if they don't eat the same, or if they have gluten allergies, or they have texture issues, you want to make sure that it can accommodate the needs of, you don't want someone being miserable on your vacation. Like you said, oh, I'm going on a boat, whoop-de-doo, right? So you want to, come on, this is exciting. Aren't you excited? Well, whatever. But they maybe had a water slide. They love water slides, or they have a putt-putt course. Oh, I like golf. Oh, I didn't know that, or whatever it is. Hey, we could all sing karaoke together because they like to do that. Or there's a cupcake making class. Let's go do that together. Whatever it is. Or make sure they love Dr. Seuss. Hey, Carnival has Dr. Seuss. Or they have these parades, and Royal Caribbean has that. I'm not sure where your area, what options you have, but those are some of the big names here.
Yeah. And I think that it's important not to assume that the lack of outward excitement as you might expect to see from your kids, if that's not happening, don't assume that it means they're not interested. That excitement is probably still there. It's just trying to manage the stress that can be there as well.
I agree. I have a child that is very internal about things. He's not showing that on the outside. He's feeling the anxiety of it all. Even if he's been on 16 cruises, he knows what to expect, but this might be a new ship for him. He doesn't know how it's laid out. Well, where's our cabin? What is the teen camp going to be like? Am I going to like it? Is there going to be somebody there? Do they have these games? What is it about? Yeah.
So I guess I'm curious, like, have you noticed a really big difference when you do a lot of this preparation? Like, as you said, Jenifer, like sometimes there still are meltdowns and things like that, but I guess have you seen like a reduction in meltdowns, or like are they more engaged, or and same for you as well, Teena?
Yes, I have. So the first trip that I ever took my son on, it was just a couple of hotels. We were going to a wedding, but we had to keep going. He screamed for an hour and a half till he fell asleep. And I'm like, oh, great. We get to do this again tomorrow. Fun times. So we went from that. And then we took a road trip to my mom's house, which was 2 full days of driving. And then we tried a cruise, and his anxiety was still high because it was his first time on a cruise, but he wasn't screaming. So that was good. But he was up late, like till midnight, because he wasn't sure about the bed. And we didn't know he had ADHD at the time. We just didn't know that he has severe ADHD. And what's that noise? Or what is that? And kids running back and forth, So we had that going on. But it is so much better. I think he had one meltdown on our 10-day vacation. And I think it takes a lot of part also on parents, like, what words can I use? Like, instead of get down, feet on the floor. So we've invested a lot in our family too. And I'm not to say that others don't, but having good therapists and you also working with the therapist to have a healthier home life too, I think has helped.
And for yourself, Teena?
Yeah, I've over the years of different travel and things, we've kind of come up with a nice little, I guess, template for travel. 3 nights away is our number. And that's not to say that we couldn't do longer. When we did our trip to Florida, we were away for like 6 weeks, and that went okay. Wow. Yeah, that was long.
Wow.
Yeah.
I applaud you, because I'm still like, wow.
Yeah, thank you. But now we, 3 nights, 4 nights is kind of our number. So we do shorter trips, and we make sure that we've got, like we'll do a morning activity and then an afternoon chill, and then a morning chill with an afternoon activity. So it's all nice.
Oh, nice.
Like it's just all nice and balanced. And I think that when I kind of changed my mindset around travel and what it's meant to be, the air quotes, like what it should be. And when I let go of all of that and just accepted that it is different when you're neurodivergent, and you have these different needs and so forth, and I just worked with it became so much more enjoyable. And I think the most important one was letting go of the fact that my kids are excited and I'm excited, but none of us look excited. I'm always especially being a single mum, we traveling sort of just us quite often. I'm always this big bag of anxiety getting to wherever we're going, because I've got a million scenarios in my head where I've booked it wrong, where, we're going to get on the wrong plane, we're going to go to the wrong hotel, it's the wrong date, it's the wrong whatever. And, that comes from experience. It's not all just made up. We live in Queensland, and I ordered Chinese from Western Australia once. Very upset when my food didn't arrive. So more recently, my sister and I ended up spending a lot of money on new tickets to get home from Tasmania because we missed our flight. So when you're traveling with kids, though, these things are far more difficult to sort of navigate when potentially missing your flight and so forth. So letting go of the idea of what excitement is supposed to look like, and just acknowledging that we're excited, but we're just anxious as well.
So a lot of what we've talked about has been around challenges for children and how we can support them. What about parents? What are some of the common challenges that you experience with parents, and what are some things that you felt that have been helpful for you when you're traveling with neurodivergent kids?
So I'm a type A, been in the military, so it was very direct, and we're doing it this way. And so I've had to learn to kind of go with the flow, which is definitely not my personality at all. I'm not hey, it's Wednesday. I'm not that person. But understanding my children more and more over the years, I think has allowed me to be more free about it. And we don't really, when we go to an all-inclusive, I don't really schedule anything. And we've been very fortunate. They've had activities there, like a show or a Michael Jackson. Everybody loves Michael Jackson, so there's always a Michael Jackson impersonator, or kayaks or something, so the kids can try something new. And we're still doing something new, something that they enjoy, but I'm not having to worry about coordinating a ride to get somewhere and do the experience. And they even had this one that was selfies, which I thought, okay, let's try this, because the kids are all about the tech. And it went well. It was hot. I was miserable, but they enjoyed it. It's like, there we go. So I'm still trying to look for opportunities for them to do new things, and but not overwhelming. So maybe one new thing in 7 to 10 days, and not overschedule, I guess is a better word, overschedule. I'm always up for an adventure. So that's not stopping me from, hey, let's go. And we'll get it there and I'll figure it out. And so maybe because of the military, I'm always about, well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure a way, we'll do it. And I did a lot of planning in the Army. So to plan is not a thing for me. And I guess that's why I help other people, because I'll do their planning for them. And you have to have a thick skin, I think, because they do have meltdowns. And so I have to put it in timeout or talk to them so they don't have a meltdown. Just really breathe and relax so they don't have a meltdown, and ignore what people look at, how they look at you. Mm-hmm. And if they're judging, I don't care. And you have to, I think, be able to move past that so that you don't care.
Yeah. That would be really challenging, because I think it's usually people that don't have children, and they're like, if I had kids, I'd do this.
Or they should stop having chocolate or whatever. It's not what that is.
Yeah, I don't have children. I only have fur kids, but I have a lot of chats with Teena and about how she supports her neurodivergent kids, and I have other friends with neurodivergent kids, and it can be really rewarding, but it can be really challenging. So I think it's important to, I guess as parents, you're always thinking about your kids, but yeah, it's important to think of you and meeting your needs as well. So, Teena, is
Yeah.
there anything that you found to be helpful for you when you're traveling?
Honestly, I think the most helpful thing that I sort of did, it was about the mindset shift. So even though, I'll still call it a holiday, I no longer view or experience that concept of holiday as I once did. When my partner and I, if we're going away or, going on a little holiday, then it has that air of relaxation and chill. But if me and my kids are going on a holiday, it's not a holiday. I'm one of my parenting values is around, like, I wanted to give my kids as many experiences in the world as I possibly could manage, so to ignite their own sense of curiosity and adventure. So for me, going on a holiday with my kids is not about relaxation or anything. It's about making memories and fulfilling my role as a parent within those values. And when I shifted my mindset around that whole idea, then it kind of allowed me to just accept that we're going on a holiday, which means I'm not just on duty. I'm on full duty. When we're just at home, I can relax a lot more because they're in their space, they're comfortable, all those sorts of things. But when we go away, I really need to be on point to help them, keep their balance the best they can, and that has been really helpful. And also just being comfortable with really pre-planning things out, and having I guess a safety net backup plan that we're all talking about. So again, that they can just have as little uncertainty as possible. And previously, from a parenting perspective, I guess it's like, well, no, I'm planning this holiday. It's going to be fun. Just, go with the flow, guys. Just trust me and stop asking questions, all those kinds of things, and letting go of those ideas. And it's like, no, they actually really need me to show them what we're doing and talk to them about how we're going about it, all of that sort of stuff. And and really just, I guess, being aware, if we're going on a holiday that is about staying in a hotel and going out from there, then what do we need to make that as easy as possible? My preference is those sort of more all-inclusive resort type places where you can have a day where you just spend the day there at the accommodation, and it's low pressure stuff. And maybe just go out once or twice to the surrounds. But I think as the survival for the parent, I think it really is about just reframing the whole thing and asking yourself, like, why are you wanting to go? Why are you wanting to travel with your kids in the first place? Some of it, there is that social pressure around, demonstrating success in life is taking your family on a holiday once a year. And we get conditioned with these ideas of what you're meant to be doing. And, well, I'm a bad parent if I never take my kids on holidays. So, asking yourself the why are you wanting to take your kids on a holiday, and work back from there about what it's going to be, how it's going to look. Because usually when you ask yourself that, I would suggest most parents would probably say, well, I want them to have nice memories and fun experiences. And it's like, okay, great. Well, if that's the outcome you're looking for, let's work back from there. What do we need to do to produce that outcome? Because it's probably not going to be you're not going to get there if you're forcing them into the neurotypical box of smile, be happy, enjoy this.
And it sounds like that you have some resources that may help with this.
Well, I was going to mention that sometimes we go back to the same resort. And I'll tell you why, because it helps them be comfortable in that space. And as a side note, we're able to work on some of those social skills for our eldest. For example, my husband and we just wanted to go have a coffee or a chat by ourselves. So he was watching his youngest brother in the room, and he got up and he took his brother to the coffee shop and ordered something. And I thought, man, that was really good. He's in a special school for kids on autism, but he's on a neurotypical curriculum, but he really has a hard time with anxiety and social situations. This last time we were working on how to order something. They love the swim up pool. They just love it. So how to have the bartenders, if you've ever noticed, they have a lot of nonverbal cues, like a head nod, or you wave your head and they nod back because they've seen you. Well, if you're not used to looking at somebody in their face, because he's missing a lot of these cues, or how to flag somebody down, they'll just keep going past him. They won't really see him there. So we're working on some of those things unintentionally. I'm not going there for schoolwork, but he is put in these social situations that he can work on. So sometimes we go back to the same place and it helps them, and people know us because it's a smaller resort. So that's almost like other people are looking out for my kids too. And they're comfortable because they've been there 3 times already. So while I might want to go to another resort, going back there helps them. My husband loves it. I'd like to go explore, but it helps them because they're in a familiar area, a familiar situation, familiar resort.
Yeah, so I was saying before, Jenifer, it sounds like you have some resources that might help some families that might be wanting to take their neurodivergent travel.
Yeah. So I've had some additional training in my line of work. I make it sound so fancy, but there are additional trainings that I have taken throughout this second career in life, because I want to just not like Google something. I want to make sure that we are providing the utmost right place for folks, or the best that we can do. I just want to get it right. I really care about people, and I care about this community so much. And we can't just do a shortcut for folks. We really can't. I mean, put myself in their situation and really want to do right by families. Maybe they only get these 4 days off, or they only, parents, maybe they only have their kids for this one holiday because they have shared custody, or this is the only time that they could get off work this time, or they want to make a memorable Christmas because their kids are, I don't know, graduating from high school or something, and they want to do something special. And that means a lot that they're trusting me with that. But if you're working up towards it, I always say start small, start with an overnight hotel room, but make it an hour away so you can't just go back home. Don't do that. And there's some other ways to get started. But I always say start. You don't know until you start. But if you just do one night, it's not like a 3-night and you're stuck in it and you're in Mexico somewhere, or you're in, New Zealand or someplace, you're in Canada for us. You're somewhere far away and you can't get home. Just do it an hour away and you're getting started. But start.
So, Jenifer, you mentioned that you have like a book and an ebook that's available.
Oh, I do. Yes. So I have a book called Travel is Possible, because I really do believe travel is possible. It might be ugly in the beginning. It might still be ugly after 8 years, because sometimes it is for us. But it is possible. And you can find that on Amazon. And I have a free ebook. It's called The Ultimate Top 10 Travel Tips. So that's free. You just have to go to my website. I am Jenifer Breaux. And then you sign up and you can get it. That's free.
Excellent. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with us at all, Jenifer?
No, I don't. No, I hope people are inspired by your this podcast tonight and that they start traveling. I really hope that for everybody.
Yeah, no, I think it's yeah, I think it's really important, this discussion that we've had today. And yeah, I hope it'll kind of inspire some families to go on these trips that maybe they've been postponing because of a lot of their anxieties. And like, as you said, I think it's about having that realistic view of, there will be hiccups and there will be challenges, but it sounds like there's a lot of things families can do in order to make it go like a little bit smoother. So everyone's feeling a little bit less anxious and a bit more prepared.
Yeah, and just little changes, little considerations, and starting slow. And I think you all will be on your way.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jenifer, for joining us for this episode. It's been really good to get to know a little bit about you and your business. And yeah, I hope this will be really helpful for our listeners.
I appreciate you all so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.